I hope your day has been great. My name is O'Neill. If you're new here, this is a channel based on faith and the various hobbies that I get into, from car content to fashion to business and all the things that I'm involved in. If you'd like to see more content from me, I guess I'd say subscribe, comment, like. You could just support. I'd just say support. To get on with the video, how I started my new year. In reflection of the of the end of 2024 into 2025 into the new year, I decided to travel to another country. I was actually trying to travel in the same country. I was trying to go to Georgia, but I could not make the flight. Like, I didn't catch the flight. The flights were being delayed. They were being canceled for whatever reason. I could not get to Georgia. And I was trying for 3 days straight. Like, I was waking up at 5 a.m. trying to catch these flights. And on the fourth day, I finally just gave up because I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. And my mother was actually traveling to Jamaica for the new year. So I decided to take a flight with her. That's really how I started my year. And I believe it was in God's intentionality to have me travel to Jamaica, basically just out the country. And it's really like there's a big difference in traveling like in state slash in the country versus out of the country. Huge difference. There's like a whole traveling perspective that you get. My perspective is completely different, and I really think it's really good that I got that new perspective, because it just set me on a path to work so much harder for the things that I've been doing and the things that I wish to complete and achieve in 2025 and so on. And I really think that familiarity kills creativity. And through that familiarity, if I probably traveled in the country, I probably wouldn't be where I am now, or I probably wouldn't have the mindset that I have now. Well, I went into the new year believing in God for an increase in productivity and success in business, career, and life. And I think He placed me in a place just for that. Yeah, here's my mother's gate. I have no clue who's walking over. Yeah. Your own mom too is raking up stuff. You may think like, oh, he went to Jamaica. He was doing vacation-esque things like snorkeling, zip lining, cliff diving, whatever. But nah, reflecting on the trip, I think it was really to fulfill what I've been asking God to do for me. A little backstory. My parents are both from Jamaica. They were born and raised. My father is from Montego Bay, so he's like a city boy. And my mom is from Slipe, St. Elizabeth. She's like a country girl, kind of. So she usually goes back there to like run and facilitate her business that she has out there, and also finish the project on her home that she's completing, has been working on for a while. And I think God really placed me, like He really gave me the opportunity to shadow and like follow my mother, and learn from her on how she like does business and how she carries out things that, and the visions and the plans that she has placed before her. God bless my mom, seriously. She's like one of the biggest, she's like one of my biggest role models, like personable role models that I have in my life today. She just so happens to be my mother, so she looks out for me. She also like includes me in the things that she's doing and like informs me on how she did things. And obviously I'm there to see it. So she's in like, I believe God has taught me through her that being like through tenacity, and she is a very tenacious woman. Don't get me wrong. You can achieve so much, and like she has achieved so much, and I really just thank God for placing her in my life, and even my dad. Like, they're great role models. Why travel? I think traveling gives you a whole new perspective on life and like the world around you that you can't really get by being in a familiar place all the time. You can, but you just have to really change your mindset on a lot of things. And I'd say traveling to Jamaica really gave me a new perspective on life, culture, habits, interactions. So you have to basically, when you go to another country, you kind of have to like adapt to how life goes over there. You don't want to like stick out like a sore thumb and just be like rude to like and like dismissive of the culture that's there, because obviously there's a different culture than what you're living in your home like country and hometown or whatever. So I had to adapt to the culture of Jamaica, from greetings to eating. I ate well out there. Like, do not get me wrong, I ate well. The water pressure may have been poor, but the food quality was like, it was good. I was literally showering out of a bucket for like the whole time I was there. That's not a negative technically. That's just because my mom lives in the countryside, so like not all of Jamaica's like that. Obviously, it's just because of where she lives. It's still developing. They're working on it. Give them grace.
Rushed up early.
Oh, a lesson that God was giving me in Jamaica was the story, or like the parable of the farmer and the scattering seeds. It's in Mark 4 verses 3 through 6. I'd read to you guys, and it reads, "Listen, a farmer went out to plant some seed. As he scattered it across his field, some of the seed fell on a footpath, and the birds came and ate it. Other seed fell on shallow soil with underlying rock. The seed sprouted quickly because the soil was shallow, but the plant soon wilted under the hot sun, and since it didn't have deep roots, it died." And going on, like, without reading the rest of the scripture, just to give you guys a little quick summary of it, the parable is basically teaching that, I would say, I interpret it as the parable is basically teaching us that we have to be deliberate and intentional of how we start our new year, and like where we are placing our seeds. I say that God really was really intentional with where he placed me at the beginning of the year, because if I went to Georgia, that was a more familiar place, I probably would not have gained new perspective and like a whole new view on life. And I don't know, I really think God has blessed me with that. And just the whole start of my year, you know, you start off your new year, you should start off your new year in church, or like not even in church. I believe you should start your new year off praising God, giving him thanks for what he's done in the previous year, in the previous second, in the previous hour. Just giving him praise for what he's done and thanking him, and allowing him to usher you into the new year. And that's what I did. So at the start of at the end of 2024, I was in church for crossover service, and I spent it giving thanks to the Lord and worshiping him, just giving him praise for everything that he done in 2024, and asking him to do a new thing in 2025. And literally, he has. And this is literally a reflection of what he's been doing. How it really helped me was, it really gave me a push and like a drive for content creation, and to like really scale and work harder on this business that I have made. I believe God called me into more this season, and I'm here to fulfill that. Like, I've really been taking this content creation and this brand ownership so much more serious after seeing, and after like just doing a lot of research, after seeing my mom go through business, and seeing my dad go through business, and seeing my friends around me and like the people around me go through business and really achieve and push for more this season. I believe that starting your year off in a new place, in a new, with different perspective, is really interesting, and it's really important. Thank you guys for listening. Again, I guess if you'd like to support and continue to see more content from me, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah.